so you all know that we have to find 3 videos online teaching on harmonization and chords voicing. Then we have to talk about the pros and cons for each video, and then choose one video that we would like to recommend for a beginner learner, right? Okay, so let us go through these 3 videos.
All right, this is one way that I can play it. If I have those notes in any form or fashion, I have a C chord. So let's go E, G, C. That's still a G chord. Now, if you're familiar with music a little, you'll go, well, that's just an inversion, man. Yeah, but you know what? It's also a different voicing of the chord. It's a different way to play it. I can also go here, E, C, G, C, E. That's another voicing of the chord. And we say voicing because they sound a little bit different. And you'll hear musicians say, well, what voicing did he use? You know, I know he's playing a C chord. What voicing did he use? Because sometimes you want to get that exact sound that the person's using. All right, so still going with that same example, C, E, G. What if I got rid of the C here, but played it with the bass? So I'm just playing E, G here, and C in the bass. That's still a C chord, and that's a different voicing of a C chord. I could even, in my bass, play, I know this is a big stretch, but C, E, G. Still a C chord. And how much different does that sound than, right? It's a different voicing of it.
Being the highest note, you can build the chord below that. So let's take a look at this. If we're going to play, I've got an A, I'm on A minor. I want to keep this A as the highest note of my chord, so I'm just going to simply think about what are the notes of the A minor chord. A, C, and E. I've already got the A, so where do C and E fit in below that? Here's E, and here's C. So immediately we've got some harmony notes. So now it sounds like this. Now to the next transition. So all I did was walk up my melody to C and figured out what notes I could fit below C that belong to the C chord that would fill up the chord. Go with what your ear tells you. I like it here again. So my melody's D. I'm going to choose to add an A and an F sharp. Now for the F chord, I'm on the note A. I'm going to build out the chord F, so F and C. What I'm doing with my left hand is very simple. I'm just playing broken, kind of sparse little arpeggios. So it's a root, a fifth, and a root. And this actually serves as a harmony point as well.
Which is called voice leading, because it's sort of like your 3 fingers like a choir, right? These voices are moving very smoothly, like a choir of voices would move smoothly in choral music. So how you do it is you write out the notes, you write out the letters. So you can write out C, E, G, then you write out G, B, D, then you write out A, C, E, and then you write out F, A, C, right? And then you want to circle all the common notes, like C, E, G. The C chord has the G in common with the G chord, right? Because they both have G. And then the next one doesn't have anything in common, so you don't circle anything, right? Because the A minor is A, C, E, nothing in common. But then the F, A, C has the A, and the C in common, right? So you circle those. All the letters that aren't circled, you draw arrows over to the next notes. And basically, all the circled letters are what you keep the same, and all the arrows are what you move. So say we start with C, E, G, since G is circled, but the other 2 have arrows, so you just move those notes to the new notes, right? And then if there's nothing circled, that means all 3 letters move. And then here we have 2 letters circled and just 1 arrow, so all you do is just move from the E to the F. And that's what you can do for any chord progression when you look up chord progressions online. Just figure out the chords, now that you know how chords are built. Draw out the letters, circle the common letters, draw the arrows pointing, and then you'll have this professional voice leading sound. Last thing you have to add is rhythm. So most songs are in 4/4 time or 4 beats per measure. So you can just do a very basic rhythm pattern, which is 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I have looked at these 3 videos for beginner about harmonization and chords voicing. The first one is what is voicing and why is it so important. And the second video is adding harmony to melody. And the last one, which is the third video, how to play chords on the piano with the quick way. Okay, in my opinion, the pros for the first video is it gives the viewers a clear explanation about the chords voicing, and we can get and know about the informations that he's sharing in the video. But the cons is it didn't have more explanation with the point that he gives in the video. Okay, then for the second video, it's explained about how to harmonize a melody and explain about more of our playing with a good harmonization and voicings. So the pros of this video is the key that she's played is very clear to see, and it's also show the example while she's teaching. But actually I think this video is more for the intermediate piano players to look for. Okay, and for the last video, which is the third video, the pros in this video is it's have a clear explanation with some example of pictures, text or guide. And other than that, it's also showing a good demonstration of the playing on piano. So overall, personally, I really like the third video, which is the last video. It's really good for a beginner learner to understand and learn. Even it don't have more example on harmonization, but overall the way that he explained is good.
I agree with that, Silu. I think the video presentation is very good. It can really attract people to often visit the video. I think one of pros in the second video is she has a clearly explanation, and also she showed the example by using a piece cuttings to explain the use of the chord. For the cons in that video, she has less information when explaining her content. In my opinion, the last video is the best and very recommended for beginners, because the teacher talked about the chords, voicing, and I think it's very good for beginners to learn more.
Yes, I think that last video is great. I can conclude the pros and cons for this video. First, this video is very clear and the learning materials provide a very helpful for beginners. Besides that, the explanation and theory given are very good. Next, the explanation of how to play the chords from the base of the chord to the invention is very easy for us to understand. The example given is very helpful. We can see the movement of the chord from the video clearly. But for the cons of this video is too long. It will make beginners get bored quickly. But overall, I will also choose for this video to recommend for a beginner learner.
Yeah, indeed. I agree with you, Pika. I think the last video, which is the third one that you talk about, is very suitable for the beginner like us. Even the point isn't 100% complete, and I think the cons of the other two videos is less on the guide and some text while they are talking, and this will make us probably can't understand it simply. So I agree with all of you that the last video is the best video that we can choose and recommend for the beginner learner. Yeah.